Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I will be giving you guys an update on my Invisalign journey. So if you're interested in what my second trimester of this journey has been like, please keep on watching. First and foremost, if you have not watched my initial Invisalign video, please make sure you click up here and check out my first trimester of this journey. And when I say trimester, guys, I'm just saying this because in total I have 12 trays for my Invisalign journey, and they've been giving them to me every 4 trays. So that's three sets of 4. And so I've been calling them my first trimester, second trimester, and third trimester. And so my teeth, if I can find a photo or a video, or maybe insert a clip from the previous video, I'll show you guys how my teeth looked. I had braces back in high school. As I got into college, I didn't wear my retainers, woo-de-woo, and my gaps started coming back. In addition to that, I think it's genetic because a lot of people in my family have a little snaggle tooth right here, and it just like this tooth just shifted a little bit. And as I would record videos for you guys and I'm editing them, every time I would do so, I would notice like how I felt like my teeth was crip walking on the screen. I'm not gonna lie, like they was walking it out, DJ Unk, all of that. And I was not a fan of it. So I decided that I was gonna try Invisalign. And so here we are, second trimester. We are on trays, or I finished trays 5, 6, 7, and 8. I finished trays 1 through 8, and now I am on set 9. At the end of this trimester, I'm currently in my 3rd trimester. So this is my second trimester video sharing with you guys what happened, but I just want to let you know I am in my 3rd trimester now. Once we hit 12, I have my next appointment is in May, which is when I should be done with all 12 trays. And basically there's 2 extra trays that are already like available for overcorrection if necessary, but they also will allow you to do like a rescan if you don't like how your teeth look and woo. So for my second trimester, I will say the trays weren't bad at all. It was similar to the first trimester. Like they didn't hurt me too bad, but if I got a headache or something like that from the first 2 days of wearing the trays, I would just take like an ibuprofen or Tylenol or whatever you take for pain meds, and it would usually subdue that ache from wearing the new set of retainers. Something that I noticed that happened more frequently during the second trimester than the first trimester is that I would not keep up with this case right here. So because I snack often, like I might have this case and I might put it in my purse, but if I leave my purse at the house, then I don't have it with me, or I'll leave it in the car, I'll leave it at my desk. And so it would result in me having to put my retainers or my trays into like tissue or something like that. And when you get into the habit of wrapping your trays in tissue, it's easier for you to misplace them or accidentally almost throw them away. I know one time I like almost threw them away. Another time, like I had them wrapped up in my mask and I forgot that that was sitting in my lap. So when I stood up, like my teeth, I call these my teeth was on the floor with my mask, and someone's like, you lost your whole mouthpiece, like your whole mouthpiece on the floor. And I was a little embarrassed. But if you keep up with this case, then you don't have to worry about those issues. And so I want to go back to when I first said in the last video to buy extra little cases off Amazon to hold your retainer or your trays in. That is the best policy. And I haven't done it yet, but I'm so close to the end. It's like, girl, why do it now? But it would be super helpful if I had like just a case at my desk, a case in my purse, a case in my book bag, a case in my car, a case by my bed, a case in the kitchen. If I just had cases readily available for me, so when I do snack, I have a place to put my trays. And I'm filming this video for a second time because I seemingly misplaced an SD card, and so I'm about to instill the same thing that I instill with these trays with my SD cards. If it's not in the camera, put it in the case. If it's not in your mouth, put it in the case, okay? And make sure you keep up with the case. So another thing that I felt was helpful during this trimester is I started to remove my trays when it was time to eat, or if I was going to an event that I knew I would be eating at, because it's still super awkward to remove them at the dinner table, or like if you're on a date, whatever. It's super awkward to remove them to eat. And so what I would start doing, if I knew I was going to an event, if I knew I was going to dinner or on a date, whatever, I would make sure that I took out my trays before I got out my car, and I would leave them in the case. And then after, I would just put them back in. And I definitely think it's worth it, rather than losing your trays by accidentally wrapping them up in a napkin while you're eating. I would rather sacrifice 30 extra minutes of not wearing them than to accidentally lose them. Because if you lose them, you have to backtrack, unless you're like the next day is your new set. Like, you have to backtrack in order to get back on track. So that is my thoughts as far as like keeping track of my trays and all those things. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this update. Again, I am on tray 9. I will say tray 9 hurt a little bit more when the first 2 days, but it said I had like a fake IPR. I don't know what that means, but during the second trimester, they did grind between my teeth though, and I was like, oh my gosh, I felt like I was about to be like gap tooth, because they did small cuts in between like my bottom teeth. And the reason why they did it is because as my teeth kept shifting, they didn't want them to crowd, or they would crowd if I didn't have that extra additional little bit of space in between. So another thing, I should be done in May, and I know this process was fairly quickly, but I will mention that I'm only getting my teeth straightened. I'm not getting any alignment here, because I think my teeth are like this. I'm not getting them straightened like this. That would take additional time, but I don't really think my teeth look bad from the side. I just really needed this situation to look how it's looking now instead of how it was looking before. So again, my gap is closed. All the gaps that they polished in between my teeth have seemingly closed. This is more horseshoe shaped, and I like that because it feels like it's straighter. So yeah, I'm trying to think. If you guys have any other questions about my Invisalign journey, please let me know in the comment section down below. Super excited to wrap up this journey and get these knots off my teeth. Oh, another thing I will say, around when I had the tray 8s in, when I wouldn't have my trays in for a decent period of time, the rivets that I have on, the notches that I have on my teeth, they're kind of sharp. And so I got like 1 or 2 ulcers inside my lip right here from it rubbing up against my lips. So I would be cautious of how long you have them off, so that those notches aren't causing like abrasions in your mouth and like pinching your lips, and then, or pinching like the inside of your mouth, and it'll develop into an ulcer. Like, so I would just be mindful of that. But that's all I had. I ain't got nothing but good stuff to say. I'm seeing the results before my eyes, and it hasn't been as hard as a responsibility as I initially thought it would be. I'm also paying for it, so I feel like when you pay for stuff, you know, you do what you're supposed to do. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all are enjoying my progress of my Invisalign. I'm super excited. Every time I smile, like, it just makes me happy, and I'm so glad I decided to do Invisalign. So I definitely recommend going through an orthodontist, because I think if you do like those mail-in situations, like you can really mess up your teeth because you're not a professional like making the molds of your teeth and just kind of tracking that progress. So I would really recommend going through an orthodontist to get your teeth to get your Invisalign. So I love y'all so very much. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all never forget, at the end of the day, without regrets, love yourself and be you. Tipple. Bye y'all.
It's Slim Reshae, natural beauty. Oh, oh, oh. It's Slim Reshae, all about natural beauty. Yeah, Slim Reshae.